All right, and welcome, guys, to the Pro Wrestling Unlimited Smackdown Live Review. My name is Tim. Unfortunately, Nick is not going to be with us here tonight, so I'm just going to take this one solo today, talking about Smackdown Live, and we do have an update on the Cruiserweight Championship and 205 Live, kind of why I waited to do this till after 205 Live, just to get a little update on that. So I guess let's just get that out of the way. So 205 Live tonight started off with a promo by Daniel Bryan saying that next week a new general manager will be crowned for 205 Live. Well, you can't really say new general manager because there really wasn't ever a general manager for 205 Live. In all honesty, isn't Kurt Angle the 205 Live general manager? I mean, 205 Live guys are considered Raw superstars, technically, I guess you can say. And yeah, so next week, the new general manager will be announced on 205 Live, and then he or she, you don't know, he or she will then announce what they will be doing with the Cruiserweight Championship. As of right now, the Cruiserweight Championship is in limbo, and it's being held up until the new GM makes an announcement. Now, I have seen a lot of people online saying that it should be Corey Graves, and I think that would work. Why not? I mean, he's there anyways for the SmackDown Live commentary, so it's not like they're going to have to fly an extra guy in for that. But we'll have to wait and see exactly who they do name as the new general manager for 205 Live next week. It's going to be interesting. All right, so as far as SmackDown Live goes, got that out of the way. SmackDown Live started off with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in the ring. They were talking about their match this coming Sunday for the WWE Championship. Owens called them the best competitors on SmackDown, and even they couldn't overcome a handicap match 2 weeks ago, which means AJ Styles stands no chance this Sunday. The crowd chanted for AJ. Zayn said after they won the title, they would hurt Styles. Then they both started chanting, "Yep," until Styles interrupted for a very big reaction. And then Styles did the whole stupid Cammy thing. And then instead of saying yep, he kept saying nope, nope. Which is kind of dumb. He just pretty much said that you guys aren't going to beat me. You're not going to become co-champions. There's no way you're going to beat me up. And then Daniel Bryan comes out. Excuse me. Daniel Bryan interrupts and puts over Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and then started to put over Styles, but Styles cut him off and said, before you can make whatever decision you're going to make, I'm just going to say right now, I'll take them both on tonight. So Daniel said, fine. First off, you'll take on Owens, and then right after that, you'll take on Sami Zayn. Which is stupid by AJ again. He just walked right into that, just like the handicap match. What the hell? Like, real talk. What the hell? AJ's just putting his foot in his mouth every single week. So we go backstage, and Shane is once again questioning Daniel Bryan's decision. Bryan told him that he wasn't planning on making that match, but AJ suggested it and said, why not? Excuse me. We then had a Chad Gable with Shelton Benjamin in his corner taking on Jey Uso with Jimmy Uso in his corner. About a 7.5 minute match. Gable out-wrestled Jey early until Jey made a comeback after the commercial break. Gable then dusted off his hands. Thank you for the 316 donation. Crap, I can't read it for some reason. I will get back to that donation. I will here in a second. Gable out-wrestled Jey early. Like I said, Gable then responded after a Samoan drop with an O'Connor roll, German suplex, and the pin. I mean, it was an okay match. It wasn't anything to be like, oh man, that match is so great. I mean, Chad Gable matches are usually pretty good. After that, Renee Young then interviewed Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura said that he planned on winning the Rumble, and he actually cut a pretty decent promo. He said, I see someone, I put my knee to their face. I see someone else, knee to the face. Next person, knee face, knee face. And then he was interrupted by Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin said that you don't need to be doing this. You know you're not going to win. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. And then Nakamura told him, let's rumble tonight. And then Ty Dillinger did a horrible and I mean horrible, cell phone promo about the Royal Rumble. He couldn't even hold the cell phone. Almost dropped it when he tried to do the little 10 thing with his hands. Like, it was bad. And when I mean bad, I mean very bad. So we then had Naomi versus Liv Morgan in about a 2.5-minute match. While Morgan had Naomi in a headlock, Natalya, Lana, and Carmella all came to ringside. They were soon followed by Becky Lynch. Naomi then used the sunset flip and quickly pinned Liv Morgan. After the match, all the women just started fighting each other. Lana hit a pretty good super kick during this little melee, which is pretty awesome. They all started throwing each other out, kind of Royal Rumble-esque, and then Natty got out of the ring. Becky was still in the ring. Charlotte then came out and cut a promo that was basically saying, "Good luck, everybody. I'm still going to be the champion." Like, really? It's pretty crap. I did not like that promo whatsoever. All right. Next up, we did have Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Baron Corbin. Match went about 10.5 minutes, but it did end in DQ, and I liked this. So Nakamura was all over Corbin for most of the match. Went for a Kinshasa, but Corbin reversed it into a deep 6 for a near fall. Corbin followed with a big clothesline for another near fall. Nakamura then countered an end of days right into an arm bar, but Corbin managed to slip out. As Nakamura was setting up for yet another Kinshasa, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Randy Orton jumps in the ring, hits Nakamura with an RKO, and they call for the disqualification. Corbin then tried to attack Orton, but Orton hit Corbin with the RKO. And I liked that. Finally, Randy Orton doing something that might actually make him a heel. And he said recently he wants to be a heel. So let's do it. Let's make Randy Orton a heel. They then aired a video package pretty much reviewing everything that went down at Raw 25, which was not that good of a show. If you watched our review, last night, you realized we did not like that show at all. We then had, I think it was an 8-man tag team match? Yeah, 8-man tag team match. It was Bobby Roode and the New Day taking on Jinder Mahal. No, it was a 6-man tag team match. My bad. Big E was not in the match. It was Bobby Roode, Kofi, and Xavier taking on Jinder, Rusev, and Aiden English. New Day made their entrance, cut a little promo about the Mixed Match Challenge, cut a little promo about their partner. And then for some reason, when they slipped into the ring, this was weird. They slipped into the ring and the lights flashed really fast. I don't know if someone hit the cue too early for the lights to go down for Bobby Roode or whatnot, but that was kind of weird. So Roode comes out and he's like, "I'm the United States champion and I'm going to make this title very," or what did he say? He didn't say very. He said extremely or something like that. And as he was trying to say glorious, he kept getting interrupted by New Day. And they're like, "Stupendous, delicious, exuberant." And he was like, "Glorious." It's kind of funny, I guess you can say. Anyways, the match was a nothing match. Most of it took place during a commercial. Rusev did get a good pop when he got into the ring, but Bobby Roode, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods did win the match after Roode gave English a spine buster, and Woods finished it up with a springboard elbow. They then did a little promo for the Royal Rumble, ran down the card. We've got the first of 2 AJ Styles matches. AJ Styles comes down, he's in the ring. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens come out together, but then Shane comes out and says, "No, no, no. Sammy, you must go to the back while Kevin wrestles his match." And then Kevin Owens, he says that you guys will be fired if either of you stay at ringside. And then Kevin Owens starts to say, well, Daniel said this is okay. Daniel said this is okay. And then Shane goes, "Oh, well," and then it just cuts to commercial. Like, you cut him off right in the middle of a sentence. Anyway, so they come back for commercial, and as soon as they do, the match starts. Kevin Owens and AJ Styles. Match doesn't even go a minute and a half. Like, it was not even a minute and a half. And AJ rolls him up with the calf crusher, and Owens just taps right away. I mean, I get it. Owens is nursing a back injury, so they got him out of that pretty quickly. It makes sense why they did it so fast, but at the same time, it was just like, really made Owens look like a total geek. So, soon as the bell rang, Sami Zayn ran down as fast as he could and attacked AJ Styles. He then took AJ Styles to the outside and just freaking murdered him, threw him into the ring steps, flipped him over the ring steps, kept beating on him until the referee stopped it, got him in the ring. We then go to commercial. After we come back from the commercial, they then start the match. This was an all right match. It went about 15 minutes, actually, I think, if I timed it out right. So the referee was checking on AJ. AJ said he was good to go. Owens stayed at ringside because he played up that the calf crusher hurt him, injured him, and he couldn't walk. So periodically they had a bunch of EMTs and referees coming down to check on Kevin Owens at ringside. At one point, Zayn got knocked out of the ring. AJ did a springboard, not a springboard, but I guess you could say springboard, kind of springboard forearm to the outside on Sami Zayn. Styles then got back in the ring, but decided to attack Owens. So he jumps back out of the ring, goes and attacks Owens, who is hurt. He's like, what? A dick AJ move right there. Freaking, you turning heel, buddy? I don't know. So they go to break again. There's like 2 or 3 breaks in this match. Owens is still outside getting tended to by officials and ringside physicians and everything when they come back from commercial, and they're getting ready to put him on the stretcher. So back in the ring, Zayn goes for an haluva kick, but Styles countered it with a boot of his own, followed by a Pele kick for a near fall. Zayn then hit a Michinoku driver for a 2 count. Styles avoided a superplex attempt and went for a Styles clash, but Zayn slipped outside of the ring. Owens is now on the stretcher. Styles tosses Zayn back in the ring, then flipped over the stretcher with Owens on top of it. Like, AJ Styles is all the dick moves tonight. After Styles popped back into the ring, Zayn nailed a haluva kick, Blue Thunder Bomb, pinned AJ Styles, which right there leads me to believe that AJ Styles is retaining that championship this Sunday night. Owens then got in the ring, gingerly got in the ring with Sami Zayn, and that's how the show went off the air. Styles basically screwed himself, I guess you can say, making that match. But, I mean, you know, he wins the first one really quick. Cool, whatever. And then he goes and he does a 15-minute match where he loses to Sami Zayn. So it leads me to believe that since they both didn't defeat AJ, per the way WWE books, you know, there you go. AJ Styles will be most likely retaining that champ. I mean, I don't see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens being co-champions. It wouldn't make no sense. It really wouldn't. All right, so if you guys want to call in and give your thoughts on tonight's SmackDown Live or the Mixed Match Challenge or 205 Live, you can do so by calling the number on the screen, 559-475-8473. Mixed Match Challenge was a whatever show. The match wasn't that great. It was Asuka defeated Carmella with a armbar. That was about it. So, yeah. Let's see some of you guys here in the chat. Saprit I'm going to call you Sprit. Now, the injury angle they did tonight was a work, but he is legitimately working with a back injury. So he is injured, but the leg injury that they did tonight on SmackDown was a work. Let's take a call. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on? How's it going? Yeah.
Thankfully. I want to ask, like, what are your thoughts on, like, because I feel like it's just me, but should Kevin Owens have stayed ringside that long? Because it just wasn't believable to me. And, like, his leg, he's acting like it's broken. Like, it was just a submission hold.
Right, like, they played it up. Like, the whole thing was AJ kept it in too long, even though the bell rang and the referee tried to pull him off. He kept it in too long. But it was like, what, an extra 15 seconds? We've seen Kevin Owens in U.S. title matches against AJ Styles sit in the calf crusher for like 2 minutes, which made this made no sense to me.
Exactly. I was just cracking up because the camera was off him for a good 10 minutes.
Right.
And then when they put it back on him, I was like, I thought he was...
I know, and then they put him on the stretcher.
I thought he was back. Right, I'm like, I thought he was backstage already. Like,
yeah,
this
it was
is
very
so
weird.
fake, you know? Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. But thanks for the call and have a great night.
You too.
All right. Yeah, it was weird that they did that whole thing when the calf crusher was on him for no longer than like 30 seconds. But we've seen in like the match at SummerSlam, we've seen the match at Backlash where he had the calf pressure on for like a minute or two before. But caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going tonight?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Not too bad. So, this is my opinion of what's going to happen at the Royal Rumble this Sunday, is that Sami Zayn's going to win.
You think Sami's going to win?
I think Sami's going to win. If you look at past 2-on-1 matches, for some reason they always say, okay, if whoever wins, you're the champion. So it's a triple threat. They make it so it's a triple threat. So what I almost feel like is going to happen is that Sami's going to win, and then Kevin, and this is fantasy booking for me, Kevin's going to win the Royal Rumble and enter himself in because he didn't win the championship, and it's going to be Sami and Kevin at WrestleMania.
That would be interesting.
Because we've seen what they can do together in the ring, and they deserve a higher spot. They deserve a WrestleMania match, and no one's expecting Sami to win. Everyone's like, oh, okay, AJ's going to win, or Kevin Owens is going to win. And this time of year, WWE likes to start planning for WrestleMania, but at the same time, they like to throw a couple surprises in, so that way nothing's expected. Because if everything's expected, no one's going to want to watch.
No, you're right there. I don't know if Vince McMahon has that much faith in Sami Zayn to put the title on him, though.
But at the same time, like, it would be pretty if for some reason Sami Zayn doesn't do well, he has Kevin Owens with him right now. So he can play off of Kevin. So if Vince feels, okay, like, this isn't working, okay, no, Sami, you're going to defend it, and if Kevin interferes or if you get disqualified, you lose it and this person wins. So if it fails, it's pretty easy to take it off of Sami pretty quickly. But at the same time, though, Sami could carry that title, and it would be a surprise no one's expecting. And like I said, fantasy booking for me, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania, please, God, yes.
It would be good.
So, but that's all I wanted to say tonight. Right. That would just be fantasy booking for myself.
Sounds good. Thanks for the call. Have a great night.
You too. Bye.
All right. Yeah, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. I mean, it would be a hell of a match. They both would go out there, especially Kevin would go out there after last year when Vince was disappointed with his match. Go out there and have a match with somebody that you know you can have a good match with. Kevin Owens, no matter what match Kevin Owens is in at WrestleMania this year, you know he's going to give it more than he's ever given a match because he wants to prove to Vince that he can have a good match at WrestleMania. But let's take another call. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
All right, first-time caller, long-time listener. What do you feel about Rusev Day?
I like the team.
Like they're getting trained like heels. That's what I don't like about it. Jinder Mahal, really? They're trying to kill the heels? They're trying to kill their motivation?
I mean, I get where you're coming from. Rusev is like the most over guy, not just on SmackDown, but probably on both brands. But, I mean, the plan was they didn't think he was going to get this over. They thought they'd do the Rusev Day thing and fans would think it's annoying. But it went the other way and fans love it.
Exactly. Vince was trying to make him a jobber heel, trying to bury him, and they got over by naturally, so Vince doesn't like it like he did with Zack Ryder. He doesn't like when they get over naturally because it's not his idea.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there. I don't know if Rusev is somebody that he was going to make a jobber heel, but, I mean, I honestly don't think that they expected the fans to get behind the whole Rusev Day like they did, especially with Aiden English there being the one doing all the singing and stuff. Because Aiden English never got a chant, never got any kind of cheer. You put him with Rusev, you know Rusev's good when you can get Aiden English cheered.
Exactly. That's what I like about it. Honestly, though, I think they tried the Rusev chant. It was trying to come up, and then they played the music louder, trying to drown it out.
Tonight, you mean?
Yeah, tonight.
I didn't.
I kind of tried hearing Rusev. They were saying Rusev Day, and they tried to, and the music playing louder, and they cut the commercial quicker. You know, they usually let them do the chants. They cut it real quick. I was like, no.
I heard it, but I didn't catch that they maybe made the music a little louder. Interesting.
Yeah, they made it not very loud like it usually is.
Right. Well, that's
what I
interesting.
felt tonight.
Well, all right. Thanks for the call. And have a great night.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Oh, was going to take another call, but lost it. Oh, let's take this one. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Tim, how you doing?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Yeah. I just want to say I agree with you and Nick. Raw 25 such ass. I agree. I totally agree. Hopefully, when you guys are doing Wednesday show tomorrow, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. If I get a chance to call, can I? I just want to go on a rant.
Oh, that's what we're doing tomorrow. You guys, the tomorrow show is just gonna let you guys say what you thought of Raw 25 because we had so many calls last night that we're just gonna, talk about the news really quick and then give you guys the floor.
Okay. All right. The question I want to ask, the only one question I want to ask you, since everything's a go home show now, so I want your opinion. Who do you think's winning the Rumble? I want Schinsky to win because I want to see AJ. I want to see AJ versus Nakamura. If people could be honest with you, if you could see their match at Wrestle Kingdom on YouTube in its entirety, I've seen it and it was phenomenal.
And,
no pun intended, though.
And AJ Styles said that was the first and only time they've ever worked a singles match together. Before that, they didn't even work any tag team matches together. That was the first match they ever had together. And since then, they haven't had a singles match. I think they've teamed in WWE, but they've never been against each other.
Yeah, that's true. So who you got winning the Rumble? I want him to win. Who you think's gonna win?
I can see it being Nakamura. I know I've heard some people in the last couple of days try to say Randy Orton again. I don't know about that.
Nah, I don't. I love Randy, but no.
Yeah, no. Right now, the ones that I'm thinking is either you go Nakamura or you completely swerve everybody and you do Finn Balor and you have him move over to SmackDown and challenge AJ Styles.
I think that's best because he's not getting anywhere on Raw.
I mean, it's weird because now they are pushing him with the club, and if they're going to be pushing him with Gallows and Anderson, I don't see them moving him to SmackDown because there's not going to be a reason for them to move all three guys. You can move you can move Finn because he won the Rumble, but how do you say, oh, we're also moving Gallows and Anderson because we want to?
I hear that. That's not really a question, but my last thing is, do you think we'll see EC3 in the Rumble? If not, I won't be broken up. It'll be cool to see him. It'll be cool to see him.
Honestly, I think he's going to be at TakeOver. What happened was on last Tuesday when they did all the announcements for, Ricochet got signed, Candice LeRae got signed, War Machine got signed. He was there in the Performance Center, but they didn't announce him. So I think there's a chance he shows up possibly in the crowd at TakeOver. Because my thinking was, you don't announce Ricochet, and you have him that's surprised in the crowd. So maybe, since they announced Ricochet, they're going to use EC3 as that surprise in the crowd.
That'd be cool. Well, thanks for taking my call.
Not a problem. Thanks for calling. Have a great night.
No problem. You too. See you.
Yeah, EC3, I mean, he could be in the Rumble, but I don't see them putting him straight to the main roster because there's going to be the whole thing with Vince where he's going to be like, oh, that guy came from TNA. Well, no one knows who he is. I mean, he said the same thing about AJ Styles. Vince was against putting AJ on the main roster right away and changed his mind last minute. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
How do you feel about Leo Rush?
I mean, from the stuff I saw, with him in CZW and Ring of Honor, I liked his stuff, but we just haven't seen him do anything of significance in the WWE so far. So I can't really say much as far as his WWE run is gone.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. But he's one of my favorites, and he's from where I'm from.
Right. I mean, he's got a lot of potential. Like I said, I liked his stuff in Ring of Honor, his other stuff on the Indies. But all we've seen him in NXT, we've seen him 2, maybe 3 times on NXT, and he's jobbed out every single time.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't really give a fair assessment. I've heard he's had some good matches at house shows, but from what we've seen on TV, I can't really give a good assessment on him.
Yeah, yeah. And I like the gig he did in the indie series too. He used to be like a little black heart type thing, and
Right.
it was kind of like a Finn Balor type gig, kind of, but like his own type of style, kind of. It was kind of cool. But I don't think that would happen in the WWE.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, hopefully they start using him more. I know at the last of the tapings he didn't do. He might have had one match, but I don't even think that. So it's interesting. They use him at all the house shows, but they're just not putting him on TV. Maybe they don't think he's ready for TV. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for the call. Have a great night.
You too.
All right. Let's go over, see what you guys are talking about in the chat. Manny C says, Tim, you sound more calmer today. Well, yeah. SmackDown was a decent show. It was just a SmackDown. It wasn't a crap show. It was just a show. So, I mean, there was nothing to complain about. It wasn't a great show, SmackDown Live tonight, but it wasn't bad. I mean, it had its moments. The Last Airbender says EC3 was in WWE first, though. Yes, he was, but he never made it to the main roster. He was in NXT as Derek Bateman. He did the NXT competition show, and that was the closest he did get to the main roster. So for people to say, oh, well, you can throw him straight to the main roster because he's been in WWE before, you can't really use that argument because he never made it to the main roster before. There's that argument you can say with McIntyre because McIntyre was on the main roster before. But as far as, EC3, he never made it to the main roster. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? My name's Dion. I was just curious about tonight's SmackDown. What was the stipulation Shane McMahon made again for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens about ringside?
It was just pretty much, they came down together. Kevin Owens is supposed to have the first match, and he basically said, Sami, you need to get to the back. If you stay out here, then Owens is going to get fired. And then they tried to play it up as, well, Daniel Bryan said it was okay, and then they cut to commercial, so we don't know what else Shane actually said, but he got Sami away from ringside.
Oh, okay. I didn't know because last time I saw it, it was about, Shane said that about Sami, then he also said same thing goes for you, Kevin, if Sami comes out, because when they were, when Kevin Owens milked that and worked the knee injury and he was on ringside, I was thinking, I could see Shane coming out after this match and saying, hey, you didn't follow by my rule, you're fired. And then, I could hear Corey Graves go off outraged, this is ridiculous. He's injured. Come on, Shane. And Kevin Owens and Sami throwing a fit. And then Daniel Bryan comes out and says, no, wait a minute. Then we got more drama and conflict going because he sort of was stuck at ringside injured. But then again, Shane did say, if you're out here, regardless with the Yet movement, you're gone.
Exactly. And, the way the show ended, Kevin Owens just got in the ring, kind of limped in there, and they just stood over AJ. It was a little anticlimactic. I thought maybe they would do something else. But, it just, they had no time for anything extra because they had to get that mixed match challenge in.
Right. And, another sort of disappointing thing, not really for SmackDown in general, but I honestly thought tonight's show was better than Raw 25 last night. I just felt like Raw 25, towards the end, the DX Balor Club thing was rushed, and so was the segment with Kane and Strowman and Brock, and I feel like they kind of dropped the ball at the Manhattan Center and everything, and there's some pretty decent matches tonight on SmackDown. I gave Raw 25 a C and SmackDown a B+. They did pretty good. I was interested more in tonight than I was last night.
Oh, yeah, like I said, tonight's show, there was nothing really bad about it, but there was plenty you could say was bad about the show last night. 205 Live, I liked that show tonight. I didn't like Raw 25.
Right, yeah.
So, but go for it.
But, yeah, thank you for taking my call.
All right, thanks for the call and have a good night.
You as well.
All right, so I think that's going to do it for this episode here tonight. SmackDown Live review. Remember, tune in to 205 Live next week because they're going to announce a new general manager for that brand. And that general manager, whoever it's going to be, maybe Corey Graves, I don't know, is going to announce what they're going to do with the vacant Cruiserweight Championship. We will be live again tomorrow night. Hopefully Nick will be there with us. I believe he should be. And we're going to open the phone lines. We're going to talk about the news. We're going to get the news out of the way early. And we're just going to open the phone lines and let you guys talk about Raw 25. If you guys got anything to say, go for it. But have a great night. And yeah, I mean, that's it. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Our Twitter is at PWUnlimited. You can follow me personally at TimmyBuddy. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/ProWrestlingULTD. Search Pro Wrestling Unlimited on Instagram. And of course, if you want to be part of the PWU movement, go over to either our TeePublic store or our Pro Wrestling Tee store and get yourself a very, very great Pro Wrestling Unlimited t-shirt. Thanks, guys, and have a great night.